welcome back. I am Danielle.
And I'm Noel.
And this is another episode of Random Conversations. Hope you guys are enjoying your week so far. Thanksgiving week. I wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you eat all the turkey. Well, not so much turkey. I'm not a big turkey person. I like ham more so. Well, anyway, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving. So we are going to talk about the news that came out last week about the release of the Epstein files. So the House passed the bill to release the files. I think the number was 426 to 1 or 476 to 1.
There was
one Republican from Louisiana said, you're disclosing the names of a lot of people who are victims, and I don't want to be the one to say yes to their identities being released and blah, 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 blah. Just making up excuses as to why he said no. He wanted to be that only person in the House. But then it also got passed through the Senate unanimously. So now the bill is on Trump's desk to be signed. And he will be the last person to have a say-so on how these files are being released. It's just crazy to switch up. Because he was gung-ho about not releasing these files. Well, then in the last 2 weeks, he's like, yeah, release them.
Yeah, he was very non-committal. Like, he was like, They asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, and he was like, yeah, you know what, but he's on second thought, it might be a little bit dangerous to release it and stuff like that. Like, he would seem like he's okay with it, and he started walking it back. So he's like very non-committal. But in the last 2 weeks, all of a sudden now he's like, yeah, release him, go ahead,
and it makes you wonder why.
Right. I mean, anybody looking at it from the outside, looking in with a brain, can tell that, something has been doctored with those files. I mean, that's my assumption, is that they've scrubbed anything of any real damage that could be done to the president. They scrubbed that.
Or
and
anybody close to him.
Yeah, and so he feels safe in releasing it now. I don't think we're going to ever find out, exactly all the individuals that were involved, right?
I think there's some names that might be taken out.
Yeah, there's gonna definitely
they had an ample amount of time to do whatever it was that they wanted to do with these things.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna leave one or two names in there as sacrificial lambs. It's like that to give the files some credibility. Mm-hmm. But we're definitely not gonna get what a lot of people want to see is that incriminating evidence that Trump wasn't involved.
Yeah,
he keeps trying to distance himself from this guy, and then he talks about he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah,
because
he was doing,
because he was a pervert, right? Mm-hmm. But then you send him a birthday card with the drawn silhouette of a woman, and your signature is in her pubic region as like pubic hair. So I'm like, if that's not perverted, I don't know what is. And then you talk about grabbing people by the private parts and all of that stuff. So I'm like, to say that you're not a pervert yourself, well, you may not be a pervert, but you have said and done some perverted things. So I just laugh at that comment when he says that, because every time they say you're associated with Epstein, he goes, well, I threw him out of my club because he's a pervert. And I'm like, then you see the stuff that he's said and done in the past, and you're like,
and then the emails that came out. Remember the emails that came out the week before, mm-hmm. saying how Epstein was the one in the email saying that Trump was the only dog that didn't bark.
Yeah.
So leave that up to imagination, what he means by that.
My thing is,
all this is alleged.
My thing is, the way that they have the media set up now, if the files came out in its purest form, undoctored or anything like that, people would still say that, oh, this is a leftist conspiracy. They doctored it. We would never, there would always be some sort of shadow of a doubt cast over the files. We would never really be able to say for sure if this is the full contents of the file or not, if it's true, if it's 100% true or not. And that's just the day and age that we living in. We're not getting stuff delivered to us unbiasedly. Each channel has its own bias, its own leanings, and it kind of clouds, everything that they're trying to report.
I feel like this was a part of the plan that they have. Like, let's release these files, let the blowback blow over, and then we just start anew next year.
The only way we're going to find out what's really on them files is if there's some courageous whistleblower, like some martyr.
Remember Elon was that person?
Nah, Elon is not that person.
Now Elon was like, I love Trump.
But
all over again.
Did you see what Elon? Because the Saudi prince was just at the White House and they had dinner and everything for him. And they caught Elon talking to one of the guests who was sitting next to him. He said, "You think he's a terrorist?"
That's what he said? No, I didn't see that.
And Trump had said some crazy things during the 2016 presidential election about the Saudi prince and about Saudi Arabia and whatnot, and was saying some pretty disparaging things about Hillary Clinton and all of that stuff. And then basically turned around and did the exact same things that he was criticizing her and the U.S. government about back then. So it's just, with him, it's all hypocritical.
It's all hypocritical.
You can't take him at face value, which is why a lot of people don't trust him, don't trust his motives about anything. But I think
and supposedly that prince is in the files too.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. You be hearing all types of crazy stuff with these rich Arabs.
And Epstein and the prince were very close as well. And I don't know if you saw it, but there's a reporter from ABC News who was drilling the prince because allegedly...
In 2018?
No, like the past... when he was at the White House.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. And Trump...
The prince, she was saying, well, you
no, she questioned him about the killing of the journalist in 2018.
Yeah, the journalist, how they had tortured and killed.
They killed him and dismembered him, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they dismembered him, and then Trump was like, what franchise, what company are you with? And she was like, ABC News. He was like, fake news.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know why you guys are still in business and blah, 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 blah. It was too funny.
Yeah. He's like, he doesn't have to answer this. You're being very rude.
But the prince actually answered the question. The prince said, I hope this doesn't happen. Like, we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
But do you not think that he was prepared for that question? I mean, it's the elephant in the room. So he's already been prepared to answer that question.
Yeah. He looks very young.
He's been coached.
I wonder how old this prince is. Because I looked at it, I'm like, why does Prince look like he's in his 30s? And if he's hanging out with Epstein, that means was he in his 20s?
And you see they trying to buy Warner Brothers?
Oh, who?
I think the Saudis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they trying to buy Warner Brothers. I was like, I don't know. We need to keep that American, I think.
Well, they already got into boxing.
Yeah, but that's
boxing.
That's different.
Oh,
you're not controlling what people in America see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we know the power of that.
Well, the next venture for them is the media.
Yeah. Let them create their own streaming service. Let them create their own movie production lots and all that stuff. Don't let them take what already pre-exists. Give that to somebody. I don't know. I'd feel more comfortable with it being in American hands. And give us the choice as Americans. I mean, we always have the choice. If we know that they bought it, we have a choice to consume. But my thing is there's a lot of beloved IP that belongs to Warner Brothers that I wouldn't want to see in the hands of them. So I'd rather them create their own thing. Create your own thing. You definitely got the money to do it. Create your own thing and, give people the opportunity to come to it on their own, as opposed to you buying a beloved company. And now you have all these characters that people are invested in, like Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. And
because that's Warner Brothers.
It's like, where else can I go to consume, that stuff? You know what I'm saying? I have to go to you. So I don't know. I just don't trust them with that. With those.
It is what it is. As long, maybe they just want to take it over just so it could be in a more stable situation.
I don't know.
Because their money runs deep.
Their money runs deep for sure, but.
It could be in a more stable situation. You don't have to worry about going bankrupt or merging with another company.
But who knows if they know how to run a entertainment company?
Listen, they'll buy the people that know how to run an entertainment company. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, buy it. And if they don't listen, dismember them.
Well, like the prince said that's not going to happen again. They if it actually happened, they learned their lesson.
Well, what is he supposed to say? I don't know if he did it or not. I'm not speaking from firsthand knowledge or anything like that.
That's why we keep saying alleged, because we don't want anybody saying, you're out there spewing all this stuff.
I just don't want to be kidnapped and never seen again. So I don't know nothing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking shit.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
I'm just talking shit. I'm not in the media. I watch the news. You know what I'm saying? So
see, the prince is only 40 years old. He looked young. I'm like, I'm expecting this prince to be a little, older, salt and pepper.
He's a prince.
Yeah, but I didn't expect him to be so young. He's only 40.
But nah, yeah. So like, yeah. I think that the Epstein files coming out is gonna make for good television. I just don't think that we're gonna get.
You're not gonna get what you think you're gonna get.
We're not gonna get the whole.
And
truth
that's
either.
what, like I said before, that's what they want. They want that to happen. They want you to get your fix in so you can stop clamoring and telling people, oh, we need to see the Epstein files. Look at the Epstein files. Pretty sure there's a lot of things that were redacted from the files. You're not going to get everything that you think you're going to get.
Yeah, remember,
and we're going to move on with our lives.
They said they redacted the names of victims and other people who are mentioned in there, but not necessarily involved in the criminal activity. So I'm like, how do we know that they're not necessarily involved in the criminal activity?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's basically on some reviewer in some dark
They
room.
want that to happen, but people are still going to be suspicious. Because if that was the case and you were, what's that word I'm looking for? Well, anyway, and you were ready to let the people see the files, it shouldn't take you this long. It shouldn't take you this long at all.
They had it for a while.
Yeah, people have been asking for these files for God knows how long.
They said it's something like 60,000 pages or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what the freak?
If you were innocent and you didn't think anything was going to come of it and show you in a bad light, then release the files. But it took you so long.
You can't.
So now people are going to double guess.
I think you need to vet the files. You need to redact innocent people's names and the victims because in the society we live in, we like to victim blame. We also like to accuse people of stuff when there is no real evidence that they've done stuff. Just the mere fact that your name is mentioned in the files is dangerous. Right, people are already going to start making assumptions, right? Yeah. So I think it's important for them to redact all those who are not involved. But you just want to have the sense that whoever's doing it is doing it truthfully and not doing it with some sort of agenda. And I don't have that, right? I definitely believe that they're protecting people.
That's why I'm saying that people are gonna. They think majority of the country, pretty much the world, because the whole world is watching to see when these files are going to be released, are going to get their fix and go about their business. But there's also going to be people that are going to be like, no, I still don't believe what you're putting out there. There's more to this.
Yeah, but then they're going to be labeled as conspiracy theorists. And
they're going to be shoved to the side into their own bubble.
It's like, oh, that's just Johnny over there. Like, he thinks the moon landing never happened.
Yeah,
like,
and the Earth is flat.
Yeah, he thinks there's aliens. There's aliens. But yeah.
We're not going to get into that. You and these aliens.
What happened to that asteroid? I gotta look up to.
There was an asteroid that was supposed to be hitting Earth this month, no?
It was they said in December. So, but last thing I checked, they said.
Listen, if an asteroid was hitting,
it wasn't an asteroid hitting it. They think that they think that it's an alien spacecraft. Seriously.
And where it's supposed to go?
They said that it was going to be in our solar system and it was going to be passing the sun. Right now, I think it's behind the sun or something like that. But they said that it doesn't look like it's being propelled by gravity. So they think it's some other force that's propelling it. And they said that it is made of like nickel. So if it is a spaceship, it's like the heaviest freaking spaceship that you could make.
And you think aliens are the ones that's driving this spaceship?
I don't know, but I don't.
You watch too much sci-fi.
I don't completely disregard it offhand. You know what I'm saying?
You watch too much sci-fi.
There's definitely a possibility. Didn't I told you about something I saw where they said they found alien DNA in the human genome?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I did. You don't listen to me. It's all right. But I
would have remembered that.
Yeah.
So I would have been like, so you're saying we're part alien?
But my thing is, you probably would have dismissed it anyway as the whims of a crazy person. Just like people are gonna dismiss the person who says the Epstein's files, the stuff they're releasing ain't real.
I never said they weren't real. Parts of it is gonna be real, but a lot of stuff is gonna be erased from it. Mm-hmm. I don't think the whole thing is gonna be presented to us.
Mm-hmm. Well, the victims.
Do you think that?
I don't think that.
You think they're going to show every...
No, I don't think that they're going to show everything. Of course not. Okay. You can't.
That's what I'm talking about.
You can't. I mean, all the wrongdoers should be freaking identified, spotlighted, and they got to deal with it. Freaking perp walk them, all that shit.
And he said it's a conspiracy against the Republicans from the Dems.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like it's
everything is the Democrats.
Yeah.
I mean, they both point fingers at each other. So, anywho, enough about Epstein and his island and all the stuff that happened there.
They'll give us something to talk about when they release it.
Yeah.
We'll tune in next time.
Did you know that one of the ladies that was very vocal against Epstein, she actually killed herself earlier this year?
Like they say she killed herself, and then some people think she was killed.
Because she was in an abusive relationship with her husband, and her husband, she felt like she didn't have anywhere to turn to. Because you were abused since you were a teenager, you come into this marriage, you're abused again, you probably feel worthless, right? Even though she has children, it's still sad. And I wish she was still here to see the outcome of her fight, but she's not. But anyway.
Yeah, she unalived herself.
Yeah. So we also want to get into Nicki Minaj and her presence at the UN. She talked about the persecutions of Christians in Nigeria. So she mentioned while she made her presence at the UN that she has a lot of fans out in Nigeria, and she does not like the fact that there's a lot of Christians that are being persecuted just by practicing their faith. So this story has a little bit more nuance to it. Also, not only are Christians being persecuted, but Muslims as well. And the people who are doing this are from an Islamic extremist group.
Yeah.
And Boko Haram. And this came into light because President Trump actually wanted to send some military force out into Nigeria, thinking things are going haywire. And the Nigerian government said, no, there's no need for that. They could handle it.
I need to be a realist. But like, my country is in turmoil right now, and I need to get my shit together and save these freaking people. Like, you have an extremist group that's very anti-government because they want to throw off everything.
Yeah,
it's
Western, a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions.
Right.
Beautiful nation with deep faith. I mean, Christianity is not the only faith practiced out there. I'm pretty sure like people from other faiths live in Nigeria as well.
Right. But right now they have a very serious situation going on over there where you have this Islamic terror group that's terrorizing these Christians. And it's not
and Muslims.
And Muslims, and it's not new. I was looking at my social media, and I saw a report from back in 2011 when that same group Boko Haram had they had a suicide bomber show up to a church and try to blow up the church, but luckily he got stopped by people at the front of the church, and they were questioning him, and I guess he had the bomb on a timer or whatever. So it went off at the entrance instead of inside the church. And then there was another killing on a Christmas day. It was a Sunday, and it was a Christmas day. So they've been terrorizing Christians and also the Muslims who don't necessarily
agree with their extreme
action. Yeah. I personally have Muslim friends that I know and I'm very close with, and they don't agree with any of this, right? And a lot of Muslims don't agree with any of it, right? So it's important to make that distinction because, the U.S. government likes to, they like to paint all Muslims
as bad people.
As bad, if you're not Christian, you're terrible, right? Especially with this regime. So we have to be careful how we label it. That's why I want to make sure we keep it to the Boko Haram Islamic terror group, because they're the ones that's terrorizing the people of Nigeria.
Innocent people.
Right? Yeah. And you should be able to believe how you want to believe as a Muslim, and you should be able to practice your faith of choice as a Christian. I don't understand why people can't just agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? You could believe what you want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. And as long as we're not trying to force each other to...
I think it's when you hold a certain type of power, you just want everybody to capitulate to what you believe in.
Yeah, that's just...
That's just how it is.
I just don't prescribe to that.
In all spheres. Once you are up there, everybody has to follow your lead. Look at what the Christians did in other civilizations. They forced Christianity down people's throat. And if you didn't believe in it, you had to go. So it depends on who's in power. That's my opinion.
I mean, you are right. Christianity has done its fair share of atrocities over the centuries and stuff like that. But it just seems like in our modern times, everything that's being pushed out now in terms of religious terrorism is mostly committed by Islamic terror groups and whatnot, right? So Muslims. So that's like the hot button religion right now that everybody's looking at.
And it's not fair to the Muslims who just want to show peace and love everybody, because majority of them are like that. And
they're not violent
little
people.
groups, how they say one apple spoils the bunch. That's what's going on right now. That people are scared to be around Muslims because they think all of them are extremists, and that's not the case.
Yeah, not the case at all. But yeah, the Nigerian government need to get their shit together, because as much as I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter, I can't see an issue on face value with him saying that, you know, there's something going on in that country and we might need to intervene to do something about it. My only qualm is, I mean, the pessimist in me thinks like, you know, is there something for him to gain in moving troops into Africa? And of course there is. You know, it's the richest natural resource continent in the world, right? So why wouldn't you want to, you know, build roots there, right? But at the same time, this genocide is happening and these people need protecting. And if the government is not going to do it, you know, somebody needs to step in. And you always hear from people like, oh, you know, America is this, America is that. But when we hear what's going on in other countries and America does nothing, we have criticism.
How do you feel about that? Because his whole campaign was ran on America first.
Yeah. Which is why.
And he's doing everything, but
everything he's done has been
like, what does this, how are we reaping the benefit? Like, I guess what you're saying is that maybe if we go in and I don't want to say take over, but like get something from Nigeria. Like, okay, we stopped the mass killing. Now it's like a quid pro quo.
Yeah, like we'll help you, but
you have to do this in return.
Or you get a permanent U.S. base there or whatever if there's not one there already.
I'm pretty sure he's not going in there just to be Mr. Good Guy and not get anything out of it. Because that's everywhere.
But if you asking a mother whose kids have been kidnapped and you know, and her hand cut off, and she's crying out for help, she doesn't care where the help is coming from. And that's what people have to understand too. So they say, oh, don't Nicki Minaj, don't friggin' support Trump on this issue because he's trying to exploit Africa. But say that to the mother who's suffering right now because her kids were kidnapped.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Whose family was killed, right? Yeah. They don't want to hear that. They want help and they need it now. Yeah. So you have to look at it from all perspectives before you decide to cast your judgment. Like I saw Amanda Seales was talking about it and talking about Nicki Minaj and you know how she shouldn't align herself with Trump, right? But my question when I hear people speaking like that, I'm like, okay, so what should we do? How should we tackle it, right? And a lot of people, when you ask them those questions, they have no answers. They just say, well, I know the answer is not to align with this person, but I'm like, no one else is doing anything. So what do we do? The UN doesn't do anything. The UN is just a place where people could come and argue in public respectfully,
different
right?
nations,
and not have to worry about being assassinated, right? But ultimately, you have this UN peacekeeping force that goes around all over the world, and they really have no real power. You know what I'm saying? So if you think the UN is going to be the body that's going to go in there and bring order, that's not going to happen.
Well, I like that she's speaking out against atrocities that are happening around the world. Like she says, she has her fan base out there, but
regardless of fan base,
yeah,
it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter. But she also thought about her fans that are out there and probably are, you know, it's like a domino effect.
I wouldn't even have brought up the fans. I'd be like, we got innocent people dying, and I don't like it. You know, it don't sit right with me, and so I want to do something about it.
And also people are also saying that, you know, a couple weeks ago she was arguing with Cardi B and calling her kids out of their name and calling Cardi out of her name. And all of a sudden she's like this peacekeeper when she wasn't displaying that a couple weeks ago. So people were like, what are you doing? Like, is she trying to repair her image?
I think she's...
Do you think she's using this to repair her image?
I don't know. But ultimately, it's like... People like to when they see a person do something, they want to know why they did it. Sometimes I choose to just look at what they did and if it did good for people. And ultimately, if it did good for people, do I care that they got a tax break? Do I care that they made some sort of profit out of it? No, because the people who are benefiting from the help don't give a shit. They just care about getting the help, right? So sometimes you need to kind of put aside what the motive is behind something and look at the good that the thing is going to do.
So with her going to the UN and saying, I don't like the persecution of Christians that is happening over in Nigeria, do you think this will give the U.S. government, more ammunition to go in and invade?
Well, right now, the U.S. government is using her and probably other celebrities to try to garner public support, right? Because you ultimately deploying troops into a hostile area. You're deploying Americans, even though they're troops and soldiers are you sign up to fight. These are still fathers and mothers that you're sending out there to risk their lives, American lives, to help bring peace to a nation that is not affiliated with America, right? So you need to get the public on your side, because it's going to look bad if they're not on your side and they've been against it, and then there's a disaster, like a couple hundred troops get blown up or something like that. Then all of a sudden you're like, you told you not to go in there. You did it anyway, and look what the hell happened, right? So
now you got a war.
Right. So they're trying to garner public support in case they need to make that move.
Yeah, and that's basically what they're doing, because I didn't know about this until she went into the UN and said something.
Which is crazy, right? Something so crazy is happening around the world and you just have no idea.
Unless you're in tune and you focus on what's going on in Nigeria, you wouldn't have a clue that that was happening. I guess some of her fans maybe brought it to light. And she was like, "Oh no, this can't happen." So she decided to share her voice.
Maybe one of her Nigerian fans.
Yeah,
said something. I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
Could you speak on it?
Yeah, she's been doing some good since that Twitter altercation with her and Cardi B. She sent a lot of money and a lot of resources to Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa, and now she's doing this. So I really think she's doing it not only to be a good person, but to also repair her image because a lot of people saw her in a bad light because she was calling Cardi's children a whole bunch of names.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be talking about kids. The
kids,
kids got nothing to do with nothing.
Once you bring kids into a situation that you have with a grown person, then you're just automatically X'd out. So not only do I think she's doing this out of the goodness of her heart, but I also think she's trying to repair her image.
Yeah.
And not to say it's going to fully repair, because people will always remember it, like how I'm bringing it up now. But she has a long way to go. But this is a good start to repairing what she damaged. So speaking of women and in politics, so Michelle Obama had said that America is not ready for a female president. And I kind of agree with her. Because if that was the case, Hillary would have won back in 2016. Because I think that was the time we could have used a female president. But obviously it didn't happen, and we went with Trump. It was like a circus, right? I think Hillary should have won in 2016, but America said, no, we're not ready. And then you had Kamala, who just ran. America said, no, we're not ready. And the circumstances to how she became the Democratic nominee for the president was kind of like not taboo, but it was unorthodox, because you had Joe, who had to step down because of his ailing.
Because he was senile.
He wasn't senile. He was ailing, and come to find out he has prostate cancer. So obviously he can't run a country with all that going on. So Kamala, she garnered all the support and ended up losing in the long run. So I don't think, and now especially, no way we're ready for a female president.
Yeah, I think what Michelle Obama said was bullshit. And I'll go all the way back to 2016 when Hillary Clinton was running for president and she won the popular vote. Majority of Americans voted for her to be president.
So why do you think a lot of people didn't vote for Kamala?
It's a flawed system that caused Hillary Clinton not to become president of the United States with the electoral college bullshit, right? But if it was up to us, the people, we voted her in. She won the popular vote. People like to forget that, right? So I was like, I call bullshit on that, because she should have been president.
So what happened in 2024? In
2024, Kamala Harris joined the freaking campaign with like 3 months left. You're not going to win.
I think 3 months.
You're not going to win. And then she didn't disassociate herself enough. She didn't separate herself enough from Biden. Basically, she was like, I wouldn't change anything that he did. And a lot of people were already unhappy with the regime because everything was expensive. The cost of living all over the country had ballooned out of control. Whether it be his fault or not, you have to understand. That's something that it doesn't matter. It's under your watch. You're the leader.
But things don't happen overnight.
Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
But things don't happen overnight. It takes years.
It was seen as his fault, right? So you got to understand the optics. You got to understand the mind of the voters, right? They want change. They don't care about whose fault it is. They want change and they want it now.
They care about it now.
If you're
they care. So what happened?
The reason why Trump won is the same reason why Zoran Mamdani won, because they were preaching something opposite of the status quo, where she kept running along with the same thing, and she said it. I can't remember what outlet she was on, but she has a book out, and she
107 days, because that's how long she had.
Right. Thank you. So how are you going to win a presidential election with 107 days when the other candidates had like 3-4 times?
I think her campaign, my opinion, the Democrats don't think that her campaign ran well, but I did.
They didn't run well. She
garnered a lot of support in 107 days.
She garnered a lot of support. Imagine how much more she would have garnered in 365. Right? She didn't get an opportunity to really show the American people who she was outside of the Biden administration. And it didn't help her that while she operated inside the Biden administration, he didn't prop her up to take over. Right? She was just like every other vice president, kind of off to the side. You didn't really think about her until when she got pushed up. No. Hillary, they propped up Hillary.
The government is not ready.
Hillary was propped up. Hillary was fully supported by the Democratic Party.
You don't think her being Bill Clinton's wife had anything to do with it?
It doesn't matter, but they were ready for her. The American public was ready for her. The Electoral College wasn't ready for her.
That's why they're trying to get rid of the Electoral College.
Right, but they've been trying to get rid of it for years. It's going to be years still until it's gone. But yeah, Michelle Obama was talking out her ass when she said that. And I don't say that lightly, because I like Michelle Obama. Ultimately, I think she's a very intelligent and eloquent woman. And if she ran for president, she would have had my vote more so than Kamala Harris, because I feel like I know who Michelle Obama is. I don't know who Kamala Harris is. Right? Look at our universe. Look in the office where we work at. Look at all the women leaders, right? From top to bottom, right? It's all accepted. There's very few men that we work with that kind of have
there's still
issue.
A big
there's
still a big divide.
But it's changing. It's changing, and it's changing rapidly. Right now, so to
run this country, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think people are ready. I'm ready. You're ready. A lot of other people are ready, but the vast majority, is not good, and especially with how this regime that's in right now.
Well, this regime is
and this country is just so split.
And so it's been split for a long time. Ever since Trump ran in 2016,
it wasn't that split.
2016 was when the divide started to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Now before 2016, it was not that split. It split even more.
Yeah.
It split even more. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to see a woman president anytime soon until we repair.
I think if Michelle Obama decides to get serious about
again, I don't think we're going to have a woman president.
I think if Michelle Obama decides to run for president, she could win it.
I don't think Michelle has any interest in running this country.
She doesn't have any interest in running
the country. She said it
before. Yeah, because I don't think she has. Yeah, she doesn't have a desire to run.
Because she's seen what her husband went through.
I feel if she had desire to. But every president goes through. Being the president of the United States is the hardest job a person can have. Every president goes in looking young and youthful and comes out looking decrepit and beaten down.
Look at Biden. Right? This country tore him up.
America is ready for a female president. Kamala Harris just wasn't the candidate.
So if she tried again in 28 and she ran a full campaign, then what?
What has she? My question would be, what has she done?
So you're saying that we would need another female representative and not Kamala?
Because I don't think Kamala is going to get the popular vote. A lot of black people are on the fence about her because of her history as a
person that sent black men to jail.
As a prosecutor, right? So a lot of black people was like looking at her sideways, like when you know what I'm saying. So she didn't have the full support, the full support of her own race. You see what I'm saying? So it would be really tough for her. I would have to see what she's done between now and the next presidential election to make up my mind as to whether or not she would be a suitable candidate. But I don't think Michelle Obama has done anything in recent memory to tarnish her reputation.
Right now, looking at the government and looking at the representatives, unless somebody comes out of nowhere, like how Zoran came out of nowhere, I don't see any women on either side that would be a viable candidate for either Republican or Democrat.
I only see one, but I don't see
Jasmine Crockett could be good, but I don't think she's ready for that
yet.
Like
Jasmine Crockett, I don't know if she would be good.
AOC, she's great, but people are not ready for a progressive president. I don't see any women on either side that would be a viable candidate for the presidency.
Yeah, but what men do you see to be a viable candidate?
I do like Gavin Newsom out of California.
You seen California? It's just a shit show. It's freaking looking like
the only thing I know that's bad
Mad Max
is
the
homelessness. That's the only thing I know.
That's American people without homes, freaking living on the street, looking like freaking shanty towns. What do you mean?
I think he's trying to fix it though.
He been trying to fix it. How long he been governor?
I'm not sure.
It's getting,
but I think he's a viable candidate.
It's gotten worse and worse under him.
Out of that, other than that, I don't know who else is from the Democratic side.
Gavin Newsom. We would definitely lose. That's the problem with the Democrats. They don't have anybody that they could prop up. They have no real like popular
That's why I said
figures.
the only viable person that I see is Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, he's not really popular either. In his own state, not really that popular. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, Gavin Newsom, no, hell no.
Oh, you don't want him as your president?
Hell no.
So who we gonna do? Who we gonna put up?
Well, I gotta look.
Ain't nobody out there.
There's somebody out there. Just
unless they come out of nowhere like
maybe,
Zoran.
Maybe, yeah, but you talking all this stuff about Zoran. He over there glad handing with Trump.
Well, what else is he supposed to do?
Before that, he always about fight, opposition. All of a sudden,
he has to work with the man. So what do you expect him to do?
So now you tap dance him because before it was F Trump and we don't need to kowtow to him and all that stuff. And now
we will see when his term starts. We will see.
Okay, so
we will see what he does when his term starts.
So you with that now?
I'm not with anything. I'm not flip flopping. I'm just saying we will see what happens when his term starts. That's all I'm saying.
Sound like you flip flopping because
how
it was
am I
like
flip flopping?
It was you had no type of time for cooperating with Trump, and now all of a sudden you got.
I'm not. I'm putting that to the side.
That was the thing that made him
Trump. But I'm putting that to the side. When his term starts, we will see what
that was
really
the thing.
Is come
but that was the thing that made
it.
him popular.
I understand that.
It was that rhetoric.
I understand that. Yeah, he shook hands with Trump. Everybody shakes hands with Trump.
Okay,
but we will see.
I didn't see Bernie Sanders shake hands with Trump.
You don't know that.
That's my dog.
Anyway, we will see when Zoran Mamdani gets appointed as the mayor of New York City in January. We will see what he does.
He gonna do exactly what I think he's gonna do. He gonna all of a sudden
we will see what he does.
He gonna start switching up.
We will see what he does.
What he need to do if he really a man of the people, he need to get rid of him.
If he switches up what he does, he could call his political career goodbye.
No, I don't think so. He could. What he could do is if you want to be a man of the people, get rid of them damn black cameras y'all got up that y'all put up in this damn city.
What black cameras?
You know the street cameras. Now them black cameras, the speeding cameras and light cameras.
You just don't like it because you speed.
Nah, take that down, y'all.
You don't like it because you speed.
You getting in my pockets.
You don't like it because you speed.
I don't like it because it's
there for a reason.
Like leave the regular cameras.
Stop hitting runs.
Leave the regular cameras.
And
leave the regular cameras.
To calm down speeders like you.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit because where can you get to going 25 miles an hour? Like where can I go?
Yeah, but you gotta slow down.
I might as well ride my bike.
You gotta slow down.
It's bullshit, man.
You gotta slow down.
It's
like
bullshit.
I said, when he's appointed as mayor, when he's sworn in on January 1st, 2026, we will see.
Yeah,
we will see what happens.
I can't wait.
He ran, like you said, he ran his campaign on
what did
affordable child care.
What was his speech?
Free and faster buses lowering the rent.
Free and faster buses. How much faster can the buses get?
We will see what he
does.
The
buses have their own life.
If he doesn't do what he says he's gonna do, I think his political career might not be. I don't see where it's gonna head after this.
What I care about faster buses though?
You don't care because you don't take the bus.
Hell no.
But for people who do care, it means a lot to them. You don't take the bus. So why would you care about that?
Exactly.
A lot of people in the city get around via bus.
Yeah, and they get around just fine. Freaking bus lanes just ruining this freaking city.
Oh my
bus
God.
lanes and bike
you sound
lanes
like an
ruin
angry
this
driver.
goddamn city.
That's what you sound like.
Exactly.
An angry
Get
driver.
off the road. It's supposed to be for us.
Angry driver. That's
I'm making
what
it bad.
you
Like
are.
I got a nice car. I want to be able to drive it.
You're ridiculous.
It's stupid.
People who take the bus will love to have a faster bus that could get them from point A to point
people
B
who take the bus
on time.
People who take the bus would love to have a car, but they can't have a car, so they take the bus.
All right, so yeah, they take the bus and they would love for it to be free.
Man, I would love to be able to drive
There's
my damn car.
There's people who rent out here.
They
would love the rent to get lowered.
And take the cameras out the buses too. Yeah, catching people in the bus lane, all type of shit. Double park. This is nonsense. Like the MTA ain't the NYPD. Why y'all policing the roads? It's ridiculous.
Because you don't need to be in the bus lane.
This is bullshit. Man.
You don't need to double park. You don't need to be in the bus lane.
My kid goes to after school on one of the most narrowest blocks in America, right? I got to double park in order to get across the street.
That's a bus lane too?
It's not a bus lane.
So why are you complaining?
Because if you double park, they catch you there too. You don't even have to be in a bus lane. If you double park, they snap your picture.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know. Exactly.
These
motherfuckers is freaking...
Are you sure it was the bus that did that?
NYPD traffic.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the bus. Yeah, yeah.
And you got something in the mail?
Yes. These fuckers gave me a ticket.
Anyway, I was saying, the rent is at an astronomical amount.
Yeah, and he's freezing it. He's not lowering it. He gonna freeze
People are paying $3,000.
Yep, you gonna keep paying $3,000
to live in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yep,
that is ridiculous.
Yep, you gonna keep paying it too. Because
so if he doesn't come through on a lot of the stuff that he promised, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know where his political career is going to go after that. Because people I
don't think he's gonna care.
To us. Even though there's a system of checks and balances and a lot of stuff has to be approved from Albany, we're still going to say like, come on, Zoran, you were supposed to do this and do that. And you couldn't.
Well, according to Trump,
through.
he's a good guy who's going to be able to do his job. And conservatives are going to be surprised.
So we'll see how that goes.
That's what I heard.
I had a lot of word mumbo jumbo today, but I know you probably understood my point and what I was saying.
I didn't understand it.
You didn't understand
it? Made some ridiculous points.
What ridiculous points?
America not ready for a female president?
They're not.
That's a ridiculous take.
They're not. And we don't even have any viable candidates right now. We don't.
Yeah, but whose fault is that?
You can't even name a female that could be a president right now.
But that's not prime and ready. But that's not America not being ready for a president as much as it is. It's not.
I'm saying in conjunction to that
y'all not stepping up.
We don't have anybody.
Y'all got to step up.
It's in conjunction to that. We don't have anybody right now.
It's like saying America's not ready for the WNBA. I'm like, no, your product is shit. So nobody watches it.
Not anymore. A lot of people are watching the WNBA more.
The only sold out arenas I see is whenever Caitlin Clark coming into town, and that's dying down. I don't hear nobody talking about Caitlin Clark.
Because she's been injured.
Exactly, and she gonna keep getting injured. She's young. She was a rookie last year. She injury prone. How long you think her stardom is gonna last? People are just gonna be like, oh, she hurt again. Then WNBA is gonna go right back in the tank.
We'll see how that happens. I don't know. I think the WNBA is in a better place than it was like 5 years ago.
I mean, any place is better than the bottom where it was. You only got
listen, I'm signing off now.
You only got
I'm
one.
Signing
you only
off
got one way to go, but
I am signing off now.
Okay.
You're a bunch of mumbo jumbo making ridiculous points today.
I'm making ridiculous points. I'm talking sense.
Yeah, whatever. I'm with Michelle. So that was an episode.
I'm with Michelle too.
I'm with Michelle.
I said I would vote for Michelle Obama.
We have the same opinion.
I just think she was wrong in that opinion. That don't mean I don't like her. Now you're trying to.
Ain't nobody said you didn't like her.
You said I'm with Michelle, so therefore that means I'm not with Michelle.
Ain't nobody said you didn't like her though.
But you said I'm with Michelle, so therefore
stop putting words in my mouth because I never said that.
So you're saying that side of the table is Michelle and this side of the table ain't Michelle.
I never said that. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
That's what it sounded like.
I never said that.
I think you said that.
I said I'm with Michelle. Her opinion and my opinions are the same.
Exactly.
That we're not ready.
That you're not ready.
We're not ready.
So
meaning the country is not ready.
I'm part of the country. I'm not ready.
We're not ready as a whole.
Well, I'm ready.
There's people in that hole that are ready, but a lot of them are not.
There's a lot of people ready. I think the majority is ready. I think
lot of people.
I think the loud minority isn't ready, but the majority is ready.
You'd be surprised.
Yep, we ready. With
the amount of divisiveness that you see going on. We were ready back in 2016. That's what I was saying.
We were ready back in 2024. We just ran the wrong.
And come to find out, it never happened.
Yeah, but that wasn't our fault. That was the Electoral College. Blame the system.
Have a good day. This is an episode of Random Conversations. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Noel.
And you can
Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on all our platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Leave comments, please. Let us know how you feel about the episodes. Let us know about any topics that you come across that you think are interesting. We will try our best to cover them. Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, really?
We also want to get into Nicki Minaj's. I can't even talk.
I'm Nicki Minaj. Woohoo! I'm a Barb's at.
We should keep that.
The Nigerians.
We should do like bloopers and leave that in there at the end, like after the
episode.
Yeah, and then put the bloopers at the end. Yeah. Is it bloopers or bleepers?
Bloopers.
Bloopers. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let me be serious now.